We're on the track now to ensure we have one of the world's highest vaccination rates.
Today approved the AstraZeneca
safe, effective and Victorian-produced AZ jab.
Researchers have confirmed that the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID vaccine is safe and effective.
We take our children to be vaccinated. It's Professor Skerritt who says that that vaccine is safe for your children to take.
The vaccines that have been approved are completely safe, and not only are they safe, but also very effective.
Please don't play that game of let's just wait them out.
And if you are out there in any way, shape or form campaigning against this mandate, you are absolutely anti-vax.
And then we'll be able to do everything we want to do and have not got jabbed. No, that will not be the case here.
If you say pro-persuasion, stuff it, shove it. We are absolutely going to make sure as many Territorians as possible are vaccinated, particularly Aboriginal life.
Australians have joined a class action lawsuit which is seeking compensation for those injured by COVID vaccines.
On that breaking news, some of the largest countries in Europe have overnight suspended use of the AstraZeneca vaccine over blood clot fears.
3 more blood clot cases.
A local man suffered blood clots as a result of getting the Pfizer vaccine.
Johnson & Johnson vaccine investigation into rare but serious blood clots.
He got his first dose of the Moderna vaccine and this happened.
Just bang, the blood clots.
AstraZeneca is under urgent review. The vaccine causes blood clots.
Germany, Italy, France and Spain joining a growing list of nations turning their backs on the jab.
The landmark lawsuit has been launched against the federal government, against the TGA and the Department of Health. Spearheading the case is a brave Queensland GP, Dr. Melissa McCann.
Seeing patients who had severe injuries in a very short time frame after vaccines, and in many cases these were completely life-changing injuries.
Now back to the pause we've been telling you about on the J&J vaccination.
The FDA is concerned about a specific type of blood clot, CVST. That stands for cerebral venous sinus thrombosis.
Both the AstraZeneca and the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines have been linked to rare but potentially serious neurological complications.
A woman from New South Wales has died after taking the AstraZeneca vaccine.
An 18-year-old health worker has developed blood clots after getting her COVID vaccine.
An elderly woman has died in what's believed to be South Australia's first case of fatal blood clotting caused by the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine.
A Queensland man is in intensive care tonight suffering a blood clot after receiving his AstraZeneca vaccine. He's one of 5 similar cases around the country.
6 new cases of blood clots have been officially linked to the AstraZeneca vaccine.
3 more cases of blood clots have been linked to the AstraZeneca vaccine.
53-year-old South Australian man is tonight gravely ill in intensive care after suffering a blood clot linked to the AstraZeneca vaccine.
In breaking news, a Central Coast woman has died after receiving a COVID vaccine.
The head of the Therapeutic Goods Administration is calling for calm following the deaths of 2 people in our state who received the COVID vaccine.
Concerns around the safety of the AstraZeneca vaccine have been realised here in Australia, with medical experts confirming the death of a Central Coast woman is likely linked to the jab.
Australians are being urged not to jump to conclusions over the death of a woman from blood clots after receiving the COVID vaccine. Tonight, 7 News can reveal another similar death is also being investigated.
Authorities in Norway are investigating the deaths of at least 33 elderly Norwegians who received Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine.
The nation's medical regulator has revealed 7 new cases of blood clots linked to the AstraZeneca vaccine.
A Launceston family is pleading for help after their teenage daughter fell ill after receiving the Pfizer vaccine. Faith Ranson has been in and out of hospital and suffers almost daily tics after experiencing what a leading doctor admits was an adverse reaction to the vaccine.
I think what has surprised me as time's gone on is I thought perhaps there'd come a time where there might be fewer and fewer of these really serious adverse events coming through. I continue to get emails daily from people with extremely severe life-changing events, so deaths, amputations, blood clots.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
There have been more reported deaths and adverse reactions following mRNA vaccination in 18 months than there has been to every conventional vaccine administered worldwide for the last 50 years. And given that mRNA vaccines are not recommended for pregnant women or those who are breastfeeding, would my right honourable friend overturn the Big Pharma-funded MHRA's recent recommendation that these experimental vaccines are administered to children as young as 6 months of age?
Well, Mr. Speaker, let me first say that I believe COVID vaccines are indeed safe and effective.
The vaccines available here in the United States can be used safely and effectively in children under 5. Parents, I strongly encourage you to get your children vaccinated.
The CDC's vaccine safety group met today to discuss rare but higher than expected reports of heart inflammation in young people after receiving their COVID shots. And as KTVU's Jesse Gary tells us, the vaccines will now come with a warning from the FDA.
As the mandates were being prepared to be implemented in December in Queensland, I started to see a pattern of adverse events that I have never seen, and I've done vaccines for a very long period of time, and it's certainly not the norm that people would be coming in after a couple of days, one after the other, with chest pain, exertional chest pain, which is always a very worrying symptom, miscarriages, blood clots.
Tonight I'm speaking to this Parliament's therapeutic response to COVID-19 and its horrific medical harm and loss of life. COVID vaccine injuries are hidden behind anonymous government data, while COVID virus supposed harm is splashed across prime time.
Let's pretend nothing happened there. Almost 140,000 jab injuries, more than all the injuries reported from vaccines since 1971.
You know, is there something to worry about with medicines? That is, might some of them have side effects? Do we need safety testing? I mean, and we're taking things that are, you know, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
It's safe. The vaccines are safe.
These are safe and effective products.
I never met Donald Trump before he was elected. He asked me if vaccines weren't a bad thing because he was considering a commission to look into ill effects of vaccines. And somebody, his name is Robert Kennedy Jr., was advising him that vaccines were causing bad things. And I said, no, that's a dead end. That would be a bad thing. Don't do that.